Well, I have another update. I went to Affordable Dentures this morning to do the wax try-ins. I got there at about 9 o'clock, and it's 12:15. I'm just getting home, and I'm not really thrilled about the way this visit went compared to the last visit. When I first went in there, they made me bite down on just the bare wax without the teeth in them, and they put that purple gooey stuff in, made me bite down. That tasted horrible, especially since I'm pregnant and I've got, you know, gagging issues. It wasn't very pleasant, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and I understand that. So after that, I went into the waiting room, and I had been in the waiting room for a good little bit, maybe about a half an hour, something like that. And then the woman came out and asked me to come back, and when I went in the back, she told me that the dentist needed my teeth, and I asked, am I going to have to go back out in the waiting room? She said yes, and gave me a surgical mask because, I don't even let my husband see me without my teeth in. Come on, I'm not going to go out in a waiting room full of people, and by that time, people had really started to load in, and I know we're all there for the same thing, but it doesn't matter. It's my dignity. You might as well ask me to leave my dignity and my self-esteem on a counter. And yeah, that's just how I felt about it. I'm sorry if that might be vain. So I wasn't happy about that at all. I was actually pretty upset about that because I know they probably needed them to compare them to the new set, which is understandable. And with all of the people flooding in, they probably needed to free up space in the back, free up a chair for somebody else to sit in. I understand that too, but at the same time, I feel like if I was to go to like some kind of posh dentist, or even my last dentist that I went to, which I wouldn't consider a posh dentist, you wouldn't be expected to do that. Like my last dentist, the rooms didn't have doors on them, and most don't, but they put up privacy screens at my last dentist so that people walking by your room didn't, look inside and see it. That made me feel really good that they went out of their way to do something like that, just to make you feel a little bit less anxious about it. And this Affordable Dentures, they didn't do that, which isn't too bad because, I'm facing a wall. It's not a big deal, and, I can cover my mouth if I feel I need to. But my dentist that I went to, he never sent me out into the waiting room without my teeth in. That is a big issue, and I don't know if it's because they're serving a lower class since the price is so much better than other offices. I don't know, but I was not happy about that at all. They were all still really nice. I can't say anything about their, their manners or whatnot. They were all still very pleasant, but that already kind of set the tone for me and just wasn't thrilled. I ended up having to sit out in the waiting room for an hour with a surgical mask, and I don't even like to talk without my teeth in because I sound really funny, so I just sat there the whole time. I couldn't talk to anybody. I was kind of upset about that. So then they called me in the back to do the wax try-ins, and they really missed the mark. They did not. I looked totally different. Like I even my teeth right now, they look different than they did when I first got them. Understandable. But these look much better than what they had me trying today. The actual teeth were nice. They were a good shape. They were a nice color, and the way they were lined up looked good. But in my mouth, they looked horrible. They were tilted, like slanted to to this side over here. So when I smiled, my mouth looked really crooked. My face looked really sunken. I looked like I had instantly gained about 10 years. my upper lip kind of came down like this. That's kind of how I looked, and then this is like this, and I've got pictures, and I'm going to put them at the end of this video so that you can see what they looked like. And I know all of you will look at them and say, wow, like that's totally different. And I understand it's a try-in, and that's why you make adjustments, but like to even have to say what was wrong with them without them automatically looking at me and saying, wow, those don't look right, it makes me not as confident that it will be corrected. You know what I'm saying? Like they do have the opportunity to correct them right now, which is what they're doing. They're trying to fix them. I did my best to tell them what I thought about them and what I thought needed to be fixed, but it was kind of like a deer in the headlights effect because I was not prepared for that at all. Like I really wasn't prepared for how they looked. I thought, I knew I'd probably have some kind of suggestion to make because you're paying for them and you want them to look good. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't prepared to say they're all wrong, like what is right about them. And that's what I had to do. So I'm just so nervous that they're not going to turn out right. And the money the money has been paid. It's $12.95. That's already been paid. And I'm so worried because like if they can't get it right, I can't accept them. But at the same time, I've looked up information on refund policies, and it seems that they just don't really have one. I mean, I'll ask, but I didn't expect this to go this way. And my, the teeth that I have in my mouth right now, of course, they are cracked. Like, I don't even know if you can see. I hope you can. I don't think you can see it, but I tried. It's a bad crack. It's a bad crack. So I've really been having to watch what I'm eating so that they don't go. I could have stayed to try them on again after the adjustments, but there were so many people that had come in, which is another thing that I don't like about that place, is that, they don't do appointments and you do have to kind of wait. And I don't, unfortunately, have that luxury. I mean, my husband has a job and I've got kids and no babysitter, so I have to be here for them. So I just had to tell him, sorry, but I'm going to have to come back tomorrow morning. So I got to go back in tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock to try them on again. And I don't know if it's going to work out. I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible. But, I guess I'm just really irritated because, my teeth, they should have been replaced a while ago. And that is my fault. That's totally my fault. But, they're loose. I'm not able to really function with them right now. And so I'm so ready to get my new set, but these just did not do it. And I don't want to have to go through, several try-ins before they get it right, or even have to face, them not being able to get them how I want them to look. So I would like to know how y'all have dealt with transitioning from a temporary set to a permanent set. How did that happen? Was it smooth? Was it difficult? Did you run into the same problems? And also, I've read conflicting stories online about how the wax try-ins should fit. The dentist told me that they were going to be loose, and they were so loose that I could not talk with them in. I had to hold them while I talked with them. I was sitting here holding the top in because it was about to fall out. So I wasn't basing any of my feedback on how they felt in my mouth, because they felt like somebody else's teeth. They did not even come close to feeling like they should be in my mouth. And they definitely didn't look like something I would want to wear around in public. I was actually even uncomfortable showing the pictures to my husband of what I looked like with them in, because they just looked that bad to me. So if any of you have any suggestions or feedback, advice, something, I'm gonna again put the pictures at the end of the video. And if I don't put them in, it's because I couldn't figure it out. I'll just put them on the Denture forum, which is denturesnewsmile.ning.com. But I will try to get them up here on this video. I just would like some kind of encouragement right now because I'm really nervous that it's not going to quite work out right. And I really lucked up with the set that I have right now because they always looked amazing and everybody always said, you know, they look fantastic and I felt fantastic. And, you know, I guess it never dawned on me, hey, there might come a time when you don't get that great of a set and you're going to be, you know, SOL. So I'm going to continue to say what I want adjusted to them, and they were very attentive to what I suggested, but I don't think that I really conveyed it that good. And I tried to bring up a video like on my phone of my YouTube channel so that he could see the difference of how I looked when I got my temporary set, and then, you know, the difference. But of course my service wasn't that great in their office, so I couldn't do that. I really wish that, you know, he could see the difference. I mean, even with these, you could see the difference. Yes, when I look to the side, they go out a little, but that's not even a big deal because if that's what it takes to have a full smile, because you can see my smile is at least full, and that's what a natural smile should look like, is it should be full, and those were not even close and crooked, and I'm just going to have to show you the video or pictures. So if you have any comments or feedback, or if you want to share your experience with me to let me know what I should be looking out for, what I should probably be suggesting, then that would be great because I'm really discouraged today. So that's it.